Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Brass Monkey X. Let's fix a Game Boy Advance. Alright, guys, so check it out. My buddy dropped off a Game Boy Advance for me to take a look at. Asked me if I can look at it and see if maybe I can get this thing working properly, because there is a slight issue with it. Now, this is exactly how he gave it to me, okay, in this awful condition. It's all scratched up. It's filthy. You can see the back of it there. You can see it's all rusty inside the battery compartment. It's got no back cover, so I mean that's unfortunate, but that happens all the time with these. Um, in here, in the actual cartridge compartment, it is disgusting in there. Like it looks like somebody put chocolate in there. It's all brown and gross, really filthy. So I'm hoping that the problem is it just needs a thorough cleaning, which is basically what I do with all of these systems. I basically just take them apart and clean them and hope for the best, and usually it works. So now with this one, the issue is I'm not sure if I may need to replace the LCD screen on this. If so, he's probably not going to want to do that, but I'll show you what's going on. You can turn it on. It boots up. You can hear it, but that screen is really bad. Like you can barely see what's going on there. And I know the Game Boy Advance screens are notoriously terrible, but this one is really bad, guys. Like if you're looking at this live, it's really hard to see this screen. So here, I'll try and show you. Yeah, like it's real fuzzy looking. It is not coming in too great. Yeah, like you can barely read that, and it takes a minute for it to kind of show up. See, like there's like a delay. It's like real weird. But anyway, I'm gonna take it apart, clean it, see if that'll fix it. But first, before I do that, there's a couple things I can try. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop these batteries out. I don't know where these came from. Like I said, he gave them to me with the Game Boy. So I'm just going to pop in some fresh batteries. See if maybe that's just the issue. Maybe he gave me some batteries that aren't too great. So we can try that out. See if the screen's any better. No, it's still doing that thing where it takes a second to... Yeah, it's still not looking right. So the batteries are not the issue. Then what we can also do is we can check the game itself. Now, I looked in here earlier off camera, and it's pretty clean in there. I mean, I'll clean it up. This isn't one of my games, so I'm not sure if the game is the problem. But, I mean, it looks really clean in there. But I can try one of my own games in here. I've got Zelda the Minish Cap. I know it works. Works fine in my own Game Boy Advanced. We'll pop that in, see what that looks like. Again, the sound is fine, but that screen is just real dull. So this one's not even booting up. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're just going to end up taking this thing apart. We'll clean it real good, and, hopefully that'll fix it. So let me grab some tools. Alright guys, so I got the game out, I have the batteries removed, and in order to take it apart, you're going to flip it over to the back side here. And my god, you can see how crusty this is. Oh, that is so gross. You're going to need one of those Y bits to take this apart. I believe there's 6 Y screws holding it together. You can see down there. It's hard to tell because this is so dirty, but that is shaped like a Y. Very strange looking bit, but I actually have this new bit set that I got. Picked it up on Amazon. I'll post a link to this product down below. It is actually I paid less than $30 for this. I think it was like $27.99. 147 pieces, and it's got every bit you could possibly think of. It's got all of those specialty bits that you need for doing all this video game stuff, for all the small electronic stuff. So check this thing out. Really cool. And it was super cheap. The brand is Strabito. Again, found it on Amazon. I'm sorry, here, 142 pieces. So if you want to check that out, I'll post a link down below. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get my screwdriver set up here. And we're just going to go ahead and take these 6 screws out. And then there's also one Phillips head right down there. So we'll get those out, and then we'll take that back cover off. Oh my God, this is the worst I have ever seen. Look at this. Look at the crap inside. What the hell happened to this? This is insane. This is why it's not working properly. I don't even know what that is. Now, I'm not a skeevy guy at all, but I think I'm going to go put on rubber gloves. Like, this actually, like, smells. It smells like mildew in here. Oh, holy crap. Wow, that is bad. Holy crap, guys. These are bugs. These are pieces of bug. Look at that. That's a piece of a bug down there. Right there. That's a piece of a bug. These are little bug legs. Look at that. Those are fucking bugs. How does this happen? Where was this? Oh my God. Oh, let me go get this cleaned up. And I don't know. I don't even know if I want to do this. Jeez. Okay, I'm gonna start here on the back cover. I'm gonna take this little plate off. Okay, there's just 2 Phillips screws right there. And then I am gonna pop out the battery. I don't know what you call that. That thing the battery connects to. So to pop that out, you just reach down right in there. You can use like some tweezers or something, and you just kind of pop that right out. So I'm going to take that out, and then I am going to go rinse this off real good. Oh boy. All right. So I used warm soapy water to clean the parts. Okay. As you can see, it did an okay job. I got all of the bug guts out of there. There's no bugs left, but it's still, still a little dirty in there. I can't get that stuff clean. That's like rust. Can't get that off of there. I tried. It's not really working. You can see that plate got super clean. Same thing with the this little battery connector thing here. Got that pretty clean. So warm soapy water, rinsed it off. Then I used my air compressor to blow all of the water off. Okay, I mean, you can wipe it down with a rag or something, but to make sure you get all that water out of there, you want to use like an air compressor or canned air or something like that. And then what I did was I just used my my contact cleaner, which is basically just alcohol, and I sprayed the whole thing down, everything, the plastic, the metal parts here. I sprayed all that down with the contact cleaner, and then I scrubbed it real good with the contact cleaner on there. So the back case is done. I'm going to go ahead and reassemble that. There's just 2 screws that hold that on. I'm going to put that back on, and I'm going to pop this piece back in, and then I'm going to go ahead and get started on this disaster. Okay, next step, we can go ahead and remove these side panels here. Okay, there's one there, and one over on this side. That one's a little stuck. Sorry, doing this one-handed. There we go. And then we can also take off our L and R paddles at the top. We'll just go ahead and pop those out of there. Oh God, this is so gross. All right, I'm gonna go get those cleaned up. Okay, the next disgusting step is to take off this motherboard here. There are 2 Phillips screws. One right there, and one right there. We're going to take those out, and then we are going to remove the ribbon connector up here. That ribbon connector goes to the screen. Now to remove that, if you look real close here, there are two little spots here. There's one right here, okay, this thing, and this thing on the other side. You just kind of pop those up with your tweezers, and the ribbon connector will come right out. So you remove the ribbon connector, take the screws out, and then this main board should just pull right out of there. Oh my god, it gets more and more disgusting the deeper I dig. Look at this mess. What? How? Where did these come from? This is so gross. Look at this thing. What the hell even is that? This is so gross. Ugh. Alright. Anyway, I got the motherboard out. I am going to set that aside for a moment. I'm not going to mess with that right now. So the next step on this front cover is I'm going to go ahead and take out the buttons, the D-pad, and this here. This is the, that's the start button, I believe. I don't know. I'm not quite sure, and I really don't want to flip that over right now. So I'm going to take all those out, and then we will see where we are after that. Okay, so I have cleaned the buttons, the D-pad, all the rubber bits that were in there. This is, in fact, the start and pause button. This one here is your on-off switch. And then up here is that little LED light, the power light. So don't forget to take those little pieces out of there. Again, I cleaned everything the same way with the warm soapy water, hit it with the air compressor, and then I used the alcohol on it. Now, what we have left is we have the front of the case here, which still has the screen attached. Now, normally I wouldn't mess with the screen, but unfortunately, there's no other way to clean. I have to get the screen out of there. So I'm going to very gently pull up from like the ribbon cable here and try and remove this screen. I mean, I can't do it on camera with one hand, but I'm going to go ahead and pull that up, remove the screen, and then hopefully I don't have to take this part off. I don't want to take that out because I'm scared I'm going to damage it. I don't want to have to replace the cover. So I'm just going to try and get the screen out. That way I can wash all this and get this cleaned and disinfected. All right, let me show you guys what I'm doing here. So I pulled the ribbon back a little bit. And you can see right down there, there's like that little groove. What I did is I get my tweezer. And if you get the tweezer, I'm sorry, I really can't do this with one hand. You get the tweezer down in that groove and underneath the screen. You can kind of pry it up. And that's how it started to move. You're not going to be able to like grab it and just yank it up. You got to get your tweezer down in there underneath the screen and just start to pry, and the whole thing will start to come up. That's how you're going to get that out of there. Okay, I went and got my tripod so I could show you guys what I'm talking about. Right behind here, that's the top of the screen. There's that little groove right there. Okay, get your tweezers or any little like plastic pry bar or something and get it down in there like that. And then start to pry up, and you can see the screen is starting to come. Okay. God, this is so gross. I'll try from this corner here maybe. Nope, can't really get in there. I'll keep trying from here. There it goes. It's coming. And if you can, just get your finger in there. Try and get a hold of it. God, I hate messing with these screens. Especially if you're going to be putting it back in. Okay, so we've got the screen here. I'll go ahead and, oh, there we go. Now it's coming. God, this is so gross. Yeah, I hate taking the screens out, but I have to. Look at how filthy that is. I have to get that cleaned up. But I'm going to clean up the screen. I'm going to clean up this plastic just like I did all the rest of the other plastic. I'm going to do the warm soapy water and everything. And then I'm going to go ahead and get this screen cleaned up as well. Okay, time for a Brass Monkey X hot tip. When you're working on a Game Boy Advance that is infested with bugs like this, have yourself a dirty work area and an area for clean parts. So this is all of our clean parts so far. As you can see, we got this part clean here, the front cover. That screen is pretty scratched up. It's not the best screen in the world. I mean, if this was my own and I was keeping this, I would probably replace that. I'd also probably upgrade that screen too, but that's a different story. But anyway, this part's all clean now. And then I cleaned the LCD screen the best I could. I got all the bug bits off of there. I cleaned that ribbon connector there. And when you're doing this, make sure you guys have some sort of microfiber cloth so you can clean the glass here and your LCD screen. You don't want to be touching that with your hands or using like a paper towel. Use this here. Use the microfiber. So, our last step in getting this thing all cleaned is this here. God, this is so gross. I can't get over this. All right. Okay, looks like I left a few bits on there. I'm going to have to pull that off and get that cleaned real quick. And then what I'm going to do is this entire motherboard, I'm going to get all of the, excuse me, I'm going to get all of the bug bits off of here that I can by hand. I'm just going to kind of brush them off. Then I'm going to go over to the air compressor. I'm going to set the PSI really low. And I'm just going to spray it with the air. And then I'm going to use the contact cleaner. I'm just going to spray the whole damn thing down with contact cleaner. And very gently with a brush, a nylon brush like this, I'm just going to gently scrub. And when I say scrub, I mean barely touch, because I don't want to knock anything loose. I don't want to mess anything up. I'm going to scrub everything down. Make sure everything's connected well. I'm going to check all the solder points, make sure all that stuff looks good. So let me go get this cleaned up, and I will show you what that looks like after it's all clean. Okay, so the main board is now clean. I hit it with the contact cleaner, brushed it ever so gently. Look at how dirty that brush got. This was a brand new brush when I started. God, that is so gross. But anyway, hit it with the contact cleaner. I used a Q-tip after I brushed it. So I got in there and I got in with the Q-tip and got as clean as I could. So no more bug bits on this thing. I paid extra attention to the pins here. I brushed those out real good. I got down in there pretty good as well. Looks like it could be a little cleaner. I'm going to actually hit that again before I reassemble. But our next step is to go ahead and reassemble. So I got all my parts here. Everything's clean now. I even cleaned my workbench. I got rid of those nasty paper towels. I used alcohol to clean this entire area and disinfect it. So I'm okay. I got the gloves off now because everything's clean. And what I'm going to do is reassemble everything after I clean that out again one more time. I'm going to clean that, reassemble everything, put it all back together. You do that, just do everything that you just did in reverse order. Okay? If you're confused, just go back, watch the video, and just do it in the reverse order to put it all back together. It's not that difficult. But let me go get this thing reassembled, and then we'll check it and make sure it actually works. Okay, guys, so it's reassembled. It looks pretty good. Looks a lot better than it did when I first started. But it's still not working. I'll show you. Turn it on here. We still get the sound. But now we're getting like absolutely nothing on the screen. I somehow made it worse. I mean, it is what it is. It's what happens sometimes, man. Like, I know a lot of these videos I've been showing you, like I'm not actually getting many things fixed, but I mean that's just that's the way life goes, man. Sometimes you fix them, sometimes you don't. And here on my channel, I'm going to show you even if I don't fix stuff. I'll show you how you can fix it, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, man. It just is what it is. Not working. Yeah, that time we weren't even getting the game sound. Last time I turned it on, at least the game sound was coming on. Yeah, now I'm getting nothing, man. Like, this is just beat. But what do you expect for a cockroach bug-infested Game Boy Advance with no back cover on it? Like, this thing was trash to begin with. So, I don't know, guys. Is what it is. Stay tuned. There'll be more to come. Hopefully I get the next one working. So, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you next time.